If you've been researching Prince George neighborhoods, you've probably come across St. Lawrence Heights, and people describe it in very specific ways. Quiet, executive, the nice part of town. Those things are true, but there's a lot more to understand before you decide if this neighborhood actually fits your life. My name is Mark, and I've lived in the Prince George area pretty much my entire life. And in this video, I'm going to give you the honest breakdown of St. Lawrence Heights, what makes it one of the most sought after areas in the city, what the trade-offs actually are, and how it compares to what else is out there on the Southwest Plateau. St. Lawrence Heights sits on the southwest plateau of Prince George. You're physically elevated above the city here. The streets wind up through the hillside, you've got green belts and trail systems woven right through the neighborhood, and within about a 5-minute drive, you can hit a Save On Foods, a Walmart Supercenter, Starbucks, Thai food, sushi, you name it. The Westgate corridor handles most of what you need day to day without ever going downtown. The vibe here is residential and settled. This is not a neighborhood that feels like it is still figuring itself out. The homes are well maintained, and you get a strong sense of community. Neighbors actually know each other. There are green belts and parks scattered throughout that people actually use. And the trail access is exceptional. The Cranbrook Hill Greenway is about a 10-minute drive from the neighborhood. 300 hectares, over 25 kilometers of multi-use trails that include hiking, mountain biking, cross-country skiing in the winter. Forest for the World is also nearby with its own trail system leading to Shane Lake. If getting into the backcountry on a Tuesday evening matters to you, this part of the city makes that very easy. One thing that gets overlooked when people research this neighborhood is Southridge Park right on Southridge Avenue. It has a fully fenced off-leash dog park, which if you have a dog, you already know is not something you find in every single neighborhood. It's fenced and enclosed, and that means you can actually let your dog run without worrying about traffic. That's a quality of life detail that matters day to day. And in the winter, that same park runs a community ice rink, outdoor skating right in the neighborhood. It's one of those things that sounds small until you actually live somewhere and realize your kids are walking to the rink after school in January. That's the kind of neighborhood infrastructure that does not show up on a listing sheet, but absolutely shows up in how much you enjoy where you live. Let me talk about what you're actually going to pay here, because St. Lawrence Heights is one of the higher priced neighborhoods in Prince George. According to BC Assessment, the assessed value for the single-family home in Prince George moved from $451 in 2025 to $459 in 2026. That's about a 2% increase citywide. In St. Lawrence Heights, you are realistically starting around $600,000 for an entry-level detached, and many homes push well into that $800,000 to $1 million plus range. Now, there are ways to get into the neighborhood below the $600,000 threshold. Townhouses, for instance, provide a more accessible entry point, and there are occasionally older detached homes priced lower. One thing to understand if you are shopping in that range, Prince George has a higher proportion of wood foundation construction than most buyers from other markets are used to seeing. St. Lawrence Heights is no exception, and in some pockets it's more pronounced than anywhere else in the city. If you come across a home under $600,000 here, a wood foundation is one of the first things to check. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's something you want eyes on before you commit, because it affects your financing options and your long-term maintenance picture. Quick pause. If you are relocating to Prince George and you do want a breakdown of the neighborhoods, not just this one, comment the word guide down below and tell me which one you're looking for. I have resources to help people make this decision with actual information. And now, back to St. Lawrence Heights. Alright, here's what I want you to actually know before you fall in love with this neighborhood on paper. First, this neighborhood is hilly, quite hilly. The streets wind up and around the plateau in a way that is great for views and for that elevated, tucked away feel, but it also means that larger homes in certain parts of the neighborhood are sitting on narrower lots with less separation between them than you might expect given the price point. If you picture a $700,000 home and assume a massive backyard, St. Lawrence Heights may surprise you in spots. Not everywhere, but in certain spots. Go look at the lot size on the listing, not just the square footage of the house. Second, there is active construction happening in parts of this neighborhood right now. New development bringing in additional lots and new product. Good for the area long term, but right now it means construction traffic, site noise, and activity on certain streets that you'll be living with for the next couple of years. So be specific about which streets you're looking at and ask how close the active builds are before you put in an offer. Number 3, you do need a car here. Prince George is a car-dependent city, and St. Lawrence Heights is no exception. For families, the school situation here is a genuine draw. Your elementary catchment is Southridge Elementary on Southridge Ave, and your secondary is College Heights Secondary. School District 57 also runs French immersion and Montessori choice programs right in this area for families who want something beyond the standard catchment stream. And UNBC is about an 8-minute drive from the heart of the neighborhood. The Northern Sports Center on campus is one of the best fitness facilities in Northern BC and is open to community members. If UNBC is also your employer, you're looking at a very short commute from one of the nicest streets in the city. Quick note on College Heights, since the two areas are right next to each other, St. Lawrence Heights is actually part of the broader College Heights area. The distinction is that St. Lawrence Heights sits higher on the plateau with larger, more executive homes at a higher price point. Lower College Heights has more variety in home size and age with generally more accessible pricing. Same amenities, same school district, different character and different budget. Go drive both and let the feel make the decision for you. So St. Lawrence Heights, established, desirable, and genuinely one of the best places to plant roots in Prince George. Strong schools, exceptional trail access, Westgate right at your doorstep. One thing worth adding before we wrap up, the University Hospital of Northern BC is about a 12 to 15 minute drive from this neighborhood. Regional trauma center, full hospital services. For families relocating from larger centers, that is a meaningful quality of life detail and one that does not apply everywhere in the north. The trade-offs are real and I want you to go in informed. Premium price point, hilly terrain that affects yard sizes, active construction on certain streets, and a check that foundation if you're buying below $600,000. Navigating the Prince George real estate market doesn't have to be stressful. I have a free seller's guide if you're planning to list, and a relocation guide for anyone moving to Prince George. But if you're looking to buy and want more tailored information, ask for my home buyers program. On top of the buyer's guide, I will send you exclusive weekly videos and emails to walk you through the process step by step. Just comment the word guide down below, tell me which one fits your situation, and I'll send the link right over. And when you're ready to actually look at homes or list your property, the easiest way to connect is to call, text, or email. All those details are right here on the screen. See you in the next video.